Mortal Kombat 11 was a good game at its core that ultimately disappointed players because it had a less than perfect monetization system, and they made almost all of the women look terrible. They masculinized fan-favorite characters like Jade and Scarlet, but now that Mortal Kombat 1 has been announced and we've gotten the first peek at it, we know now, unfortunately, the men are completely covered up and people are very upset over it. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. Now, it has been a few years since Mortal Kombat 11 released, and when it launched, I actually had to talk about it a lot because of the female characters, right? I and many other people were very disappointed with the direction that they went in, and they didn't really care, right? NetherRealm never really said anything about it besides, oh, it's more realistic to have them a bit more covered up because they are fighters. But, they didn't really say anything besides that, and when it came to the new Mortal Kombat game, I know a lot of us were very worried online that they were going to continue this ugly trend where they masculinized the females and they covered characters up, and we know now that they are covering up characters, but they are at least not going to be the females that we know of so far, because the Mortal Kombat 1 trailer primarily showed some of the main players in the title, which are the men, which is fine, but they are all looking very different than they previously did, and this has upset some people. So as you can see, here are just some of the old designs versus the new ones. While yes, Liu Kang, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero all do still look very good, their designs are extremely different than what we've previously seen them, and they look drastically different than even Mortal Kombat 11, and this has infuriated some people because years ago, okay, when Mortal Kombat 11 was releasing, when I had to talk about it constantly, one of the main issues was censorship, and there were a lot of people who didn't care, who said, oh, cry harder, just go watch porn if you want to see a little skin on females. And now these same people are crying because their favorite male characters are being covered up. Now, obviously, I don't like censorship at all. I speak out against it whenever I can, but a lot of people now were part of the problem originally. They only care now that their favorite characters are being censored. This is why I call out censorship, big or small, because companies will pull shit like this. This is the slippery slope I constantly talk about. Yes, one or two small things in a game being changed might not seem like a lot, but eventually it adds up, and eventually something you love will be changed if we don't call it out the second it happens. If companies don't see pushback, they end up continuing the cycle that leads to this. The last game, it was the females. They were masculinized. They were covered up. But some people said it didn't really matter. But now that the men are being covered up, it suddenly matters. This is why I call this shit out. And in the comments section, this individual is getting absolutely obliterated by people who are saying exactly what I am. We called it out years ago, but back then, oh, you guys are just being nitpicky. But now, oh my god, we need to rally against NetherRealm. I mean, this post has over 1 million views, and people are saying things like, welcome to why people complain about censorship. It always comes for something you like eventually. If women need to be covered up, then it's only fair the guys ain't half naked either. I don't want anyone to be covered up. I just want good character designs. I want good outfit designs. I don't care if characters show skin or not. I don't want, this realism angle, because that's what NetherRealm pulled originally. Oh, we covered the women up for realism because they're fighting, so they should, wear something that defends them a little bit more. I don't care. In a game where I'm pulling fatalities and I'm ripping body parts apart and I'm splashing them against the walls, I just want cool looking characters. Just go watch porn is what we were told when women got censored. It is what we were told, that we were disgusting, and if we wanted to see naked women, we should just go online instead of wait for them to put it in a game. But now, when it's their favorite characters, ugh, it's awful. Equality. The women have been covered up for around a decade. It is sad. I don't want the women to be covered up. I don't want the men to be covered up. I just want good designs. Glad they got rid of the sexualization and objectification of fictional characters. That's what you always wanted, right? With a big, big thumbs up. And if you're not familiar with Mortal Kombat 11 and everything that happened, here's a list from Censorship.fandom. Melania's cleavage was reduced and her breast size was reduced. Cassie Cage's breast size was reduced. Devora's breast size was reduced. Katana's breast size was reduced and cleavage was reduced. Shiva's breast size, Scarlet's breast size, all of them. And then you just had their really, really bad designs. I mean, this was Scarlet, right? A character who is known as a bombshell. She has been so beautiful in the past. This is what they reduced her to. And then you have Shiva, one of the worst female character designs I have seen in quite a long time. This is just so god-awful. And then you had Jade. Now, Jade didn't look as bad as the other two, but as you can see, breast size is reduced, completely covered up. They just did the most, right? They eliminated any kind of skin or cleavage or anything that the male gaze could have caught, which is just awful. And now we're ending up in this situation where we can't even have half attractive men. Even though I was genuinely disappointed with Mortal Kombat 11, I was still hoping that with this game, Mortal Kombat 1, we would have gotten something good. They would have went in a different direction. They would have started listening to their fans, but it doesn't look like they are. And while, yes, the initial trailer for it has been very positively ratioed, right, on YouTube, 240,000 likes to only 7.1k dislikes, and people are very happy with what seems to be, the characters, the story direction, there are still a lot of questions that are up in the air. And I do think as we get closer to release, people are going to question this game and NetherRealm even more. I mean, I don't really get excited by CGI trailers anymore because there was no gameplay in this. We didn't actually see anything that we are going to experience. This is basically like just a CGI cutscene, and while it looks cool, I want to see the gameplay in these characters in all of their glory. And I still want it to be good, but there are some glaring issues already, and people are very, very upset over them. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.